Hello, Internet. Um, I thought I would make. So, I have been known to make metal covers, or I don't know, when people hear metal, they think screaming, and I don't do that generally. But I've been known to make metal covers of different songs. Sometimes I sing on them, sometimes I get an a cappella from somewhere, sometimes I have a friend sing on them, different things like that. And a lot of them are on my YouTube channels. Um, I was listening to this song the other day that came up on my release radar called "Don't Leave Me Lonely," featuring Ellie Doohey, and it's by Clean Bandit. Um, Clean Bandit, you steal things, but you don't trash the place. Anyways, so I decided to try and cover it, but the thing is, the chords are really, really weird in this song. I don't love the message of the song. It's kind of like this girl that's with this trash human being guy, or that's what it sounds like. And she like wants to stay with him, and I don't really, want to like push that message. Um, and yeah, I was having trouble matching the chords, so I was gonna scrap it, but then I thought, well, I'll just like use this as an opportunity to like show the guts of one of my half-finished projects, and then this all will serve a purpose. So I thought I would just take you through this. So right up here, I used something called Spleeter to separate. It uses AI to separate the vocals and the music. So up here's the vocals. You said that you. Well, right here. You said that. And as you can hear, I put some effects on it. You said that you never. You said that you never. Forget me, how could you leave me behind? Spleeter reduces the quality of the music and the vocals quite a bit. Also, I know that the mic I'm using right now is like really bad. I was going to use my nice mic, and then I had to, long story, I had to switch audio drivers, and then my nice mic's not hooked up to my my other audio drivers, so now I'm using this mic, but you can probably understand me. Anyway, so this is the vocals from Spleeter. You said that you never. And right here is the music from Spleeter. I tried to take a lot of that piano and copy it down here so that I would have, a nice piano sound. And then like right here, I took a lot of my piano stuff and I just went up an octave, and that sounds like pretty nice in certain parts. So, yeah. So this is a verse. This is a chorus. This is a verse. This is a chorus. This is just some random nonsense where I tried to kind of like land the plane of this song, and I did not really ever finish that. This is just a measure of intro that was in the original song. So yeah, there's not anything interesting here because all I did was copy the existing piano. You said that you never forget me, how could you leave me behind? Over here, I just like copy and pasted a synthy thing that kind of sounds cool. Pain over the scars, taking nearer to the heart. No, I don't care where you've been. Okay, so I really like the first line of this upcoming verse is "You are my oxygen," and there's like this like breath lead-in noise, which I think is a cool combo. Here all those chords are like really weird, and they're hard to match. This part sounds really cool, I think, with the piano and the big guitars. Like, I think that's a really cool combo. of neat. And then later on we add this synthy stuff. If you ever want to make metal drums, here's how I do it. I use Easy Drummer. And then what I kind of call a robo kick and snare up here. I like turn down the Easy Drummer kick and snare, and I use my robo kick and snare to really punch with. But like this is good. Easy Drummer is really good for like the big cymbals and stuff. And then down here, my rhythm guitars, I use ample metal, and then I use Emissary as my amp. What if I turn the amp off? Then it sounds like that. But Emissary gives you the distortion. And then Reverb, which is a convolution impulse loader thingy. And then I use a impulse of a guitar amp. I don't have time to explain what all those things mean, but now you know what to Google. So if you want to simulate a guitar amp speaker, you can use a guitar amp impulse and something that loads impulses and applies them using a mathematical process called convolution. If I would not do that, it would sound like this. Ew, icky. Put it through a guitar amp speaker. And then if you've ever EQ'd a guitar amp, you gotta like suck a bunch of the bass out. So now I have a EQ doing that. And then I put compression on it for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but apparently I was producing and I thought it needed that. Oh, and then what I do to make these sound good, I just play these power chords, or they're mostly power chords, I don't know. Again, these chords are so hard to match, I don't even like know what I'm doing here. And my dang graphics driver won't render my window right. Stupid graphics driver. Or whatever makes that happen. I don't know. If a window like gets drawn off screen, then it like doesn't get drawn right. Anyways, do the power chords, and then I go through and I add like these little details in here, or like I think maybe that's a little detail, I don't know, but you can hear. And then that sounds really cool when you put it with the whole thing. And then we add the really cool synth. That's this green thing in here. Gotta love that synth, and it cuts through the mix because of a magical thing. Oh, stupid window. Because of a magical thing called the sample rate reducer, and I happen to really like Byte by Native Instruments because you can smoothly transition between sample rates that exist by dividing the actual sample rate and sample rates that don't even exist. And I don't really know how they do it. It's hard to explain, but basically this type of plugin, I have thought about making this from a computer. I'm a computer programmer. I make some audio effects, and I've thought about making something like this, and I've never been able to figure out how to do it, but they figured it out. So Here, I'll just demonstrate. Yeah, hear how you can like smoothly do that transition? I do not understand what algorithm you would use to do that, but they figured it out, so it's pretty neat. I think that pre-fit should be, oh, that's fine like that. I don't know, it might sound better to turn that up. I don't know why my spacebar won't stop it from playing. That's one thing about that. I don't know if I'm correct in blaming this plugin, but it seems like when I load this plugin, or like this plugin kind of makes my whole DAW glitchy. But I could be blaming that on the wrong thing. I don't know. But like I can start it playing with my spacebar usually. Oh, and then I can stop it playing with my spacebar. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I like that little guy. So yeah, did I ever just play this through? I should mute myself and just play it through. I'm going to do that. How do I mute myself? Don't get where you've been. Just don't ever load it again. You are my oxygen. Somehow you so make me forget to breathe. I go through hell again for you, 'cause it feels like heaven to me. I crush diamonds, run from sirens, be the wall beneath your feet. Oh yeah, you said that you'd never forgive me, I guess for eternity. I could paint over the skies, take it to the head. No, I don't get where you've been. Just don't even know me again. I could learn to picture you as I don't feel. No, I don't get where you've been. Just don't even know me As I'm listening to this, I think the vocals are too low and the piano is too high, but I don't even care because I told you all that this was half finished, and it just is what it is. Oh, one other thing, I was goofing around with the bass guitar, and I don't know if this was a good thing to do or a bad thing to do. There's this tool called Engineer's Filter that got bundled into a tool called Toolchain by RS Met, and it is amazing. Like, wow. You can basically, I don't know if this is going to make sense to people, but it's an IIR, infinite impulse response EQ, where you can make filters. I guess it's not an EQ, it's a filter. I guess you could consider an EQ to be a big collection of filters, but you can make filters with almost just like a super steep cliff cutoff. Like anything below a certain frequency will pass through, anything above a certain frequency will be annihilated, or vice versa. I'm going to demonstrate what that sounds like because it's really cool. I'll use maybe these rhythm guitars as an example. So let's say, like, for some reason I wanted to chop off like literally all of the treble of these rhythm guitars. Where is my effects browser? Oh boy, if the effects browser isn't going to pop up, maybe I can't do this. No, because I changed my resolution and now my effects browser is probably off screen. Okay, well, you know what I could do? I could copy and paste one of these from somewhere else. Let me go into the bass guitar. Copy selected, effects include automation. I don't have any automation, but I'll just use the other one because that feels right. Okay, not high pass, low pass. Frequency way up here, order a bazillion. Listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. It just like chops off everything above a certain frequency, and it's infinite impulse response, which like retains punchiness with drums, and it doesn't have any latency that it introduces, or it introduces like a sample of latency or something like that. Like it introduces very little latency. Just this filter is amazing, and I've tried to. This is another one of those like algorithm things that I've like tried to Google how to do. Like I know how to write low pass and high pass filters and some other stuff. Like I know how to write a good brick wall limiter and a compressor, but I have no idea how to write this. I've tried to figure it out, and I can't figure it out. And it sounds so cool. Like you can do so much cool stuff with this. Anyways, something I was trying to do was chop off like almost all the bass below, I guess 52 hertz must be what I picked. On the bass guitar, because a lot of speakers can't reproduce that, and those low notes should have what's the word that I'm looking for? They should have harmonics that those speakers can produce, and I would like to emphasize those harmonics rather than the fundamental. So what I did was I chopped off everything below here, or mostly chopped it off, and then I used an EQ to like boost everything right in the, what is this that I boosted? 85 hertz. So in other words, I chopped off all the really, really low bass, and then I tried to more emphasize like the not quite so low bass, so that smaller speakers could more easily reproduce it, because I have a tendency to mix in tons and tons of really low bass, and then the song kind of falls flat on small speakers. So that's what I was trying to do, and then I compressed the crap out of it, and then I put this tuner was something I was doing earlier that doesn't actually change the sound at all. So made the bass guitar sound kind of cool. So, but I'm not sure I would recommend that technique because I was just goofing around with it today. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I've showed everything. You can make cool rhythm guitars. Oh, and then for the palm muting part right in here, I go through and I make all my palm mutes, and then I go through and I do kind of like I did for the power chords. I add little details. So like that. I like add those little guys, and they sound really cool with the whole thing. Oh yeah. Anything else? That's all. I should stop yapping now. Stop your yapping.